Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Cooking for the Family. I'm Devon, and today I'm going to share with you how I make my ceviche. And I love to make this shrimp ceviche. I have made it for years and years and years. It comes out so good. It's a crowd pleaser, and I cannot wait to share my ceviche recipe with you. It's so easy. You ready? Let's get started. Now for my ceviche recipe, I'm using an English cucumber. The reason why I use an English cucumber, and you want to use one as well when you're making your ceviche, is because it's not going to have those big harsh seeds, but we're going to scrape out the middle. I'm going to show you how to do that. But also it's just more pleasing to the palate, and I have found that it works better in the ceviche recipe than using the traditional cucumbers. So you want to use an English cucumber, and you want to take, you see what I'm doing there with my little spoon? I take my little spoon and I'm scraping out that inside. The reason why you want to scrape out that inside, and you just kind of want to hollow out your cucumber a little bit like that, is because that inside is going to introduce a lot of moisture and a lot of water to your ceviche, and you don't want to add any additional moisture, so you want to just go on and scrape out the insides, those little bit of seeds that may be in there. And so I just get rid of those, and so that way we just have that main meat part of the cucumber. You want to dice it and slice it up, and we're going to do it about the size of, say, a piece of corn, because we want to keep everything small and bite-sized so it can fit nicely on our tostada. And so once I have all of that diced up, and I'm going to actually end up using 2 cucumbers in this recipe. And hey guys, if you are new here, welcome. And if you're a returner, welcome back. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Go on and hit that subscribe button. It's free. And if you like this video and appreciate the content, don't forget to show it some love, give it a thumbs up, and click share, and share this video with a friend or family. Now, when I was peeling my cucumber, you may have noticed that I left a good amount of the green still on, the outside green part of the peel. And the reason why I do that is really just for aesthetics. It just looks so good, that variation of color. And so that's why I don't totally peel it off. You can leave it on, you can totally peel it off, or you can do what I did, peel off about 90% of it and just leave like little streaks. I just think it looks so good in the bowl, and it's gonna look great on top of our tostada. So we're using a nice red onion, and we're only going to be using a half of an onion, and I chop it up about the same size as I did the cucumber. Now, the reason why you just want to use a half of a red onion is nice and mild, but then also if you use too much onion, it will overpower your ceviche. So a half an onion is all you need. Now next, what we're going to do is you want to use Roma tomatoes. You want to use Roma tomatoes when you are making your ceviche, and we're going to use about 6 to 8 medium-sized Roma tomatoes. The ones that I'm using are a little bit bigger than the size of an egg, so that's why I say you want to use maybe about 6 to 8 based on their size. And as you see what I did with the tomato, I used my spoon and I hollowed out, and I took that inside out of the tomato. And the reason again is that we don't want to add the seeds, and we do not want to add any additional moisture. Anytime you see salsa or you have salsa, this is the technique that you want to use when you're making salsa. But when you're seeing salsa, you're not finding seeds. You're not finding the tomato seeds in salsa, and that's because this is what you want to do. You want to just hollow out all your tomatoes and just use that spoon, and I just go in and run my knife through all my tomatoes. And again, I keep everything uniform with size, about the same size that I cut up the other ingredients. Now once we have all of our tomatoes nice and chopped up, we're going to go in and add them to our bowl. And then I like to take my spoon and do kind of a once over in my bowl, just to kind of see, okay, what my ceviche is looking like so far. And then I use some cilantro, nice fresh cilantro, and I run my knife through it, the cilantro. You're going to end up using anywhere from 1/3 of a cup of chopped cilantro to 1/2 a cup of nice chopped up cilantro. The cilantro gives it that nice fresh taste to your ceviche, and it's always a must-have anytime your ceviche or your salsa, so don't skip on that cilantro. And next, I'm adding in that second cucumber that I was talking about. And so I'm just adding it in the same size and diced up, just like I did the other cucumber earlier. And then my husband had a little request. He asked for a little extra cilantro, so I'm adding some more cilantro to my bowl. But again, you can just go on and use that third a cup to a half a cup is fine. But he wanted a little extra cilantro, and trust me, this ceviche can handle it. Now with our shrimp that we are using is a fully cooked shrimp. And I get this shrimp in the deli section at the grocery store, and I buy it by a pound. The shrimp that we're using is a half a pound of the 31 to 40 count shrimp. And then I like to add in the imitation crab meat. And I like to use the one that's the flake style because it goes so nicely inside the ceviche. Now, with using the fully cooked shrimp and using the imitation crab meat, we are avoiding doing the traditional style of marinating the fish or marinating your raw shrimp in lime juice, because you have to marinate that when it's raw. You have to marinate it for several hours in that lime juice, so that way the lime juice actually cooks it. But because we're using fully cooked ingredients of the shrimp and the imitation crab, we don't have to worry about that step, and we can just go on and whip up the ceviche recipe with no problem. Also, guys, when I took the crab meat, the imitation crab meat out of the package, I used my red colander there and I ran the crab meat under cold water. I always like to rinse off that when it comes out of the package. Now with the shrimp, I'm using that 31 to 40 count medium shrimp, and I got a half a pound for this recipe. Now in the description box below, guys, don't worry, I'm gonna have a list of all the ingredients you need to put together this recipe. Now with the shrimp, because I want to keep bite-sized pieces, I cut my shrimp into thirds and fourths, but there's going to be several of my shrimp that I'm going to just cut in half because I still want some good sized pieces of shrimp in there, so that way they can really stand out. Now once we've got all of our shrimp all cut up into our bowl, it's time for us to season up our ceviche. Now I did have a jalapeno pepper that I had set to the side, and that's an option. You can also chop up and add one small to medium jalapeno pepper or either a Serrano chili if you'd like, and that's really kind of going to be based on taste. But I usually just leave mine out as an option, and we just usually like to top ours with some nice hot sauce. Now first what we're going to do is we're going to use some fresh squeezed lime juice, and I always start off by using one whole lime. Now once I've put the lime in, I go from the bottom of the bowl and I go on and I mix around the top. I like to disperse that fresh lime juice before I add in my salt. Now I'm using kosher salt, but you can also use table salt as well. You want to start with a little and build on your flavor as you see fit. Now what I usually like to do, and oh wow, look at that, guys. Doesn't it look so good? Oh my gosh, our ceviche has come together so nicely. And so we're going to give it a taste really quickly. We're going to taste it and see where we're at with our seasoning. But when it comes to adding in your seasoning, when I'm talking about seasoning, I'm talking about salt. When it comes to adding in the salt, I usually just start with a few pinches. I do my lime juice, kind of see where I'm at. I needed a little bit more of that fresh squeezed lime juice. I'm going to add in a little bit more of that salt. We're going to mix it around. And then what I like to do now is once I've mixed it really good and deep, I like to chill my ceviche for about an hour to an hour and a half before I serve it. You can also do your ceviche ahead of time and let it chill in your refrigerator overnight if you'd like. But once you have completed your ceviche and you have all your ingredients in your bowl, it is ready to serve. But I like to chill it for about an hour to an hour and a half, just to kind of let those flavors just really marry together. So our ceviche has chilled for about an hour. And we're gonna go on and serve us up some. And these are the tostadas that I'm using. And you can use these tostadas or any kind that you find that's in your local market. I also like to top my ceviche with some avocado. Here's that hot sauce, the picante sauce that we like to use for our ceviche. And hey guys, if you haven't clicked that thumbs up button, that like, go on and give this video a like. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, go on and hit that subscribe button. Now look how our ceviche has come together. Oh my goodness. But we are not done yet, y'all. We're gonna top it with some avocado. And I just love that nice creamy avocado that we're gonna put right on top. Oh my gosh. This is going to be so good, y'all. But it is not finished. That is it for me today, guys. And remember, it is always just like that. When Devon okay, y'all, I'm going to go on and give y'all the first bite. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. Try this. You just, oh,